I've told her. She's probably just got...
I know she's new, I know she's young, I also know it's your job to make her toe the line. So who do you think I should get stuck in?
Well, I think you've made up your mind.
Fine. Well, if you've got a problem with that, I suggest you have a good strong word with her.
Boss, Flat Gully Creek's up. She's on her
Cooper,
bike.
she's perfectly capable of making her own excuses. And I'd like you to start shouting them down. Tell her she really will be on her bike if she's late again.
Well, I've told her.
Yeah, well, you obviously haven't told her loud enough. I certainly will.
Morning.
Hi, office, thank you, McKinney. Senior, perhaps you'd like to join us.
Not a happy camper.
Well spotted.
It's all right, I've been on police business. Maggie, could you get the details off Scott for me? Are you coming?
8 o'clock means 8 o'clock, not 10 past, not 5
But
past,
Tom,
not even
I was
a minute
working.
past.
I was on my way past the
You're
house.
not even in uniform.
No, but as you said, a country cop is never off duty.
I see. So, what duty were you performing exactly?
It was an assault. I was riding past the high school. I had to take the long way around through town because Flat Gully Creek's
What
up.
happened?
I'm telling you, I was riding past the high school. And I had to take the long way around through town because Flat Gully Creek's up. You can't even see the depth indicators. Lucky I wasn't
McKinley,
there,
what
otherwise-
happened?
Well, I was cycling past the high school. Yeah, and there's two guys screaming at each other just outside the gate. So I stopped and I intervened before they could thump each other.
I thought you said there was an assault,
Yes, there was.
despite your timely intervention.
No, before my timely intervention. It happened yesterday, in fact. That's what they're arguing about.
An assault happened yesterday.
Yes. So Mad Dog tells me to mind my own business, runs off into the school, and I talked to Scott about what happened.
Who's Scott?
It's Scott Osborne. About what happened.
Between him and Mad Dog?
Yes. Anyway, it turns out that Scott was assaulted. Boss, excuse me, we've got a bit of a delicate one out here.
Osborne v Mad Dog.
Murphy?
Mad Dog Murphy. I'll handle it, Mags. Thanks, Tom. Excuse me.
You didn't tell her off.
Didn't I?
Boss, maybe she shouldn't be dealing with this.
What, playground stoush? She'll get stuck between two sets of screaming parents and end up with a whole heap of paperwork. It'll do her good.
No, it's not that simple. Mad Dog Murphy is Osborne's teacher, and Osborne wants us to charge him with assault.
I'm 18.
And you're in year 12.
Yeah, I'm repeating. Look, I'm not thick and I'm not a troublemaker. I just didn't finish my VCEs last year because I spent too much time on the school paper. That's what I want to do when I finish school. So, life experience, isn't it?
So you're not a troublemaker. You just happened to get into a fight with this teacher.
It wasn't a fight. Mad Dog assaulted me. I went up there before school to try and sort things out, but he won't listen. All he could do was quote Hadlow at me.
And the principal?
The Fuhrer, more like. He runs a place like Starlock 13.
I'm not sure that your opinion of Neil Hadlow has any bearing on this issue, does it? Look, assault is a very serious charge.
Yeah, I know. She told me.
Who?
Dash McKinley.
Well, you know her?
Yeah, she was a couple of years ahead of me at school. She knows Murphy too. I guess that's why she suggested I come down here and lay a charge, because she knows what a temper he's got.
Hang on. Let me get this straight. Constable McKinley suggested that you should lay a complaint.
Yes, so are you going to charge him or not?
I mean, it's an assault. Fair enough, he has every right to complain.
A complaint against Mr. Murphy.
Yes.
Does the phrase skating on thin ice mean anything to you, Dad?
Schultz, will you and Cooper run Scott back to the school, please? He's late.
Right.
Oh, while you're there, see when Steve Murphy's got a moment to come and talk to us, will you?
But, Tom, that's my case. Why can't I go?
I don't think so, McKinley. I've got other plans for you. Hey, be discreet, will you?
Oh, Sam?
Scott, remember what I just said. This isn't for general debate. Until we've got our facts sorted out, this is just between you, us and Mr. Murphy, right?
Sure. Thanks, Dash.
McKinley, quiet word. Community policing? Don't give me that claptrap. It is not in the best interests of any community to have the police wandering around drumming up business. You talk to the parents, you talk to the principal. And who initiated all this talk about laying a complaint?
I did.
Oh, you did you? And here I was hoping that Osborne had told me that it was you just to get me going.
But he was assaulted, Tom.
Boss! How many times? Boss. B-O-S-S, boss. Now, the kid's got an abrasion on his cheek. The first thing we do is get a photograph,
actually,
talk to the principal.
The abrasion happened playing footy.
Oh, marvellous. What are you telling me? We don't even have any physical evidence.
No, but technically he was assaulted because Mad Dog went...
Technically? So now it's a technical assault. What did he do, give him a Chinese burn?
No, he pulled his hair.
He pulled his hair.
I pulled his hair.
You pulled his hair.
Yeah, I pulled his hair, that's all.
Found those drove plants again, did they, sir?
This is great.
The boss is going to be really thrilled about this.
Oh, look, I feel bad enough about it as it is. I've got a brown belt in Aikido. I'm supposed to be able to control my temper, but Osborne just... I don't know.
What, he rubs you up the wrong way?
Oh, he's an arrogant little bastard. It'd be okay if he was done with it, but... You know, he's a bright kid.
He maintains he's not a troublemaker.
Oh, well, he's not. You know, in the strict sense of the word. He's, an activist, I suppose.
So how did this assault happen?
Oh, I told you, I lost my temper. I pulled his hair. End of story.
Until this morning.
Oh, yeah. I go back to square one. He reported me to Hadlow after school yesterday. Hadlow told him if his hair was of a reasonable length, I wouldn't have been able to pull it. Scott comes back this morning and starts yelling at him about his rights, and that's when your kid got involved.
Our kid happens to be a police officer.
Oh, yeah, well, I taught her social studies. Maybe I was a bit rude to her.
Rude? He told me to go and
He
get
was
stuff.
understandably annoyed. You've opened a major can of worms here,
He
McKinley.
opened it when he yanked the kid's hair. I was told at the academy and I checked the
I
act.
know what constitutes an assault. The point is, it will probably be thrown out of court.
We don't know until we try, do we?
I'm hoping we don't have to try. I've got a meeting with Neil Hadlow to try and sort things out.
Oh, great. Just because you disapprove of long hair, you come down on the school side.
I'm not coming down on anybody's side. I'm coming down in the middle. I'm trying to mediate. That's what community policing's about.
Bum.
Bum. Practicing interrogation skills.
Damn it.
What?
My half-yearly exam results. What, is that all you're going to say?
What am I supposed to say? Just a bunch of letters.
Yeah, but the wrong ones.
Ooh, they're a bit ordinary.
A bit ordinary. PJ, they are tragic.
Well, maybe they'll let you have another go,
PJ, they don't just let you have another go. Anyway, what's the point? I might as well quit while I'm behind.
No, you can always... Well, cheat. Cheat. It's the best way.
You're
You cheat.
very funny, dear. Very funny.
All right, well, get yourself a tutor. That'll help.
What, you're suggesting that I pay someone to help me?
Well, it's money well spent if it works. Personally, I can't see the idea of having, a bunch of letters at the end of your name.
Bugger it.
Language, appearance, manners. I mean, maybe she's right. Perhaps I do agree with Hadlow. I mean, moderation, sure, but in the end, it all comes down to discipline. That's what's wrong with young people these days.
Bring back the birch, eh?
Well, someone's got to take a stand. If it's not going to be the parents, it might as well be the schools.
What about you lot? What about the cat o' nine tails?
I remember Sister Mary Evangelist used to whack me. Now, you'd remember her. She used to whack me for not having the correct number of bands showing at the top of my school socks. That's a dress code. She'd come at you like the angel of death with the wind whistling around this huge cane. Whack! That's what I call assault with a deadly weapon. But at least we came through a school system that taught you a few basic values. Neil Hadlow. He was a pain in the backside at school. I mean, once a prefect, always a prefect. But obviously, he learnt that set of values.
Tom.
Neil, come on through. Can I get you,
I don't drink coffee.
The old contemporary criminology, eh?
Yep, and the other one's sociology and other one's psych 1.
C's all round. C for consistent.
Yes, and C for consistently lousy, yes.
Come on, Mag. C was a pass when I was at school.
Yeah, I don't know why you bother. If you want to write an essay, write one on Schutz's law, all criminals are nasty and bad. How's that sound?
B+.
There, keep it, pass you.
Have you finished the statement on Murphy yet?
I'm just finishing it off now, Superintendent McKinley.
Because here's mine, and I think we should move on the summons.
Well, I think you should sit down over at your desk and you should finish those traffic forms the boss wants you to complete. That's what you should do.
Why is he picking on me?
Yeah, hi, Cindy Gutman,
You think
please.
that's picking on you? That's not picking
He
on
obviously doesn't like me.
you. He just doesn't know how to handle you.
Oh,
that's
wait,
all.
so he's picking on me.
No.
Hello.
Hi. I heard you brought Murphy in. Has he been charged yet?
No, my sergeant's off getting a second opinion from Hadlow.
It's none of Hadlow's business.
Yep, that's what I said. However, he said...
Oi, No, I'm afraid we can't comment on the progress of the investigation, as Constable McKinlay should know. Now, anything else we can do for you there, sir?
Yeah, here's a list of my mates in social studies. They were all witness to the assault and they're all prepared to back me up.
Your mates in social studies, eh? Good on them. Right, anything else?
Don't you want to talk to some of them?
We might. Anything else?
You're not going to charge him, are you?
Not for me to decide. Anything else? Anything else?
Thank you. So that's the reason for all this neutral ground nonsense. It seems perfectly simple to me.
Well, unfortunately, it's also quite emotive, too. I thought if we got together and had an informal chat, we might be able to find some middle
Osborne is
ground.
in defiance of school regulations, Tom. I mean, he's blown this whole so-called assault thing out of proportion to deflect attention away from the real issue, the length of his hair.
Yeah, all right, perhaps, but...
It's malicious litigiousness. And do you really think a court is going to take it seriously?
Maybe not, I don't know.
No, and neither do I. Thank you for the information. If Mr. Osborne is going to play it like that, then he can consider himself...
Suspended? He can't do that.
I wasn't talking to you, McKinley. Which is why I want to move on this thing as quickly as possible. Now, have you typed up that summons?
Yeah, it's on your desk.
It's supposed to be my brief.
Just finish those reports, please.
It's my brief. He hates me.
Oh, he doesn't.
I always thought he was a pain at school. Obviously hasn't changed much.
Well, it sounds like things are getting a little out of hand.
You try to mediate, things just get worse. You sure about these statements from the other kids?
Yep.
You can serve it on Murphy. But be discreet.
Okay.
And listen, while you're out there as school's liaison officer, just try and pour a bit of oil on troubled waters, will you?
Well, I'll see what I can do. Your dreams come true.
What is it?
Summons for Steve Murphy.
Yes.
Hey, Margaret. You see that Mason roofing brief at all?
It's on PJ's desk.
It's on your desk.
No, there's nothing on... You want to come to
Well,
there's
if you
nothing on the
tied up
desk.
some of the rubbish, you might be able to find your desk for starters. No, here.
An absolute slob.
Well, it was here.
It's close to the
No,
floor,
it's
Sasha.
there's a kid. There's a certain type of joke, a certain kid.
Oh, you sound like you're in a kindergarten something.
What are you doing?
Delivering the summons. It's my brief. So you gonna come and drive me or what? Come on. Don't stress. I'll handle Tom.
Yeah, sure. Look, I'm telling you, he's going to go right off.
Yeah, well, be worth it just to see the look on Walker's face.
You pulled the kid's hair.
Which side are you on anyway?
We're not supposed to be on anyone's side.
Yeah, but if you ask me, Hadlow, he's going about this totally wrong. It's going to end up...
Florries are on their way! Kids, stay back, please!
You lot back!
Right back!
We need to speak to the kids who saw the incident!
Is anyone been hurt? Go up! Please move back!
No one's hurt, just a Volvo. Mate, say, keep back! Speak to the kids who saw the incident! Come on, keep it down. Stand back, please.
All right, that's enough.
Sit down.
I want you back to your classrooms, please. I want this area clear.
So we can't do that. I'm
Said
sorry.
back to your classrooms. Constable, I said I want this area clear.
Sir, we are not prefects, we're police officers.
Mr. Hadlow, the CIB will want to talk to you. You have to get the names and addresses.
You're quick? Yeah, we're already on the way to the box spitting chips.
All right, so what the hell happened?
Somebody set fire to my car. That's what's happened.
Stand back from the car, please, sir.
And I've got a pretty good idea who it was.
As soon as it calms down out there, I want her back here on the mat, and
Yes.
Cooper too.
Yes.
I don't suppose you got that summons back from her?
No.
Oh, great. Well done, Doyle.
When is the boy going to be charged?
Well, we don't know if he's ever done anything, Mr. Hadlow.
Look, it's perfectly obvious who did it. I suspend him, and an hour later, my car is destroyed.
Senior Constable Schultz is right, Neil. There's a process involved here. Statements, evidence,
My time
little
is
things
valuable.
like that. Come on through. Yeah, why don't you take Scott through to the interview room? I'll get a statement from Mr. Hadlow.
Hadn't you better get back out there and help with those witness statements? Take a seat, Neil. And Doyle, remember what I said about McKinley.
Right, so what do you know?
Well, I think we found the cause over here.
Yep, okay then. We might need to be in touch later.
Anytime, gorgeous. Just so long as it's you.
Yeah, in your dreams, buddy. Go and play in your sandpit.
We'll get on the hearts and photograph it. Thanks, mate.
They just so great, do they?
Stuffed in and lit.
Do you want me to get a photo of that?
No, just secure the scene. Get rid of those kids, will you?
Come on, everybody. Party's over. Off you go, back into class if you've got your details. Come on, move it. Come on. Hurry up. Come on.
Nothing at all.
No, I didn't see anything. Just heard the explosion and came down to see what was going on.
Okay, Victoria, thanks a lot.
What's going to happen to Scott? They took him away.
Well, he's just helping us with our inquiries at this stage.
Everyone's always picking on him.
And we're just talking to him.
Come on, show's over. With the lights of the Victorian education system
Your
away.
girlfriend, you reckon?
Look, don't give me a hard time. Come on back to work, please. Come on now. Thank you very much. Here you go. Dash.
Mr. Murphy? This is a summons for assault. You're required to appear at the Mount Thomas Magistrates Court. It is in your best interest to appear at the mentioned hearing. Do you understand this? Dash!
I don't believe this. Yes, I know you served the summons. I also know you served it in front of the entire school. Because Mad Dog rang and went rabid on the phone.
Gee, he has got a temper.
Yes, so have I. Did I ask you to deliver that summons? Did I?
No, Tom.
No. I asked Doyle to deliver it. And I asked Doyle to deliver it because I know neither of you got the faintest idea what the word discreet means.
Come on, boss. It's just a summons. Yeah, it's not a Masonic handshake.
Shut up. You two are confined to watch house duties until I can think of what to do with you.
What about me roster?
That's your problem, Senior.
Thanks very much.
You finish those reports and you give her a hand. And since you're so fond of taking things off Doyle's desk, you might like to look at her dictionary. Look up the meaning of the word discreet.
Yes, Tom.
We found an empty meth spot. Crime scene's got it.
Yeah, what about arson?
No, we're keeping them well informed.
Good eye.
It's got Osborne there?
Yeah, he's in there waiting for you. So's Neil Hadlow.
Oh, well, I'll talk to him.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be delighted. I've already got a statement.
Mags, can you and Cooper do the rounds? You know the drill.
All you really need to do is sign it.
No one seems to know when to use a semicolon anymore. Have you noticed that?
Well, since I'm the one who wrote that up, I suppose I must fall into the semicolonic ignoramus category too. Yeah, no, here too.
Thank you. I want action on this, Tom.
Well, that's all very well, Neil, but well, this is just a list of your suspicions. It's all
And
circumstantial.
his motives. I suspended him and he threatened me.
He said that you would regret this. It's hardly a threat.
Sounded like a threat to me. He did it. Make no mistake about it.
Well, that's why we investigate, Neil, so we don't make mistakes. Look, this is a very serious matter. Speculation doesn't help anybody. And you were in your office on the other side of the building when it happened, so...
Think of it as indicating a pause intermediate in value between that of a full stop and that of a comma. It might help. I shall be at school.
What do you mean by that, Scott?
I meant that he'd regret suspending me because I take him to the education department and to equal opportunities, and I do him for discrimination, not that I blow up his car.
Did you blow up his car?
No, I didn't. I was here and then I went back to school. And that's where I ran into Hadlow. I already told you all
Scott,
this.
this is arson, criminal damage. It's not some schoolyard prank. Take a seat, please.
He was really going off at me. He told me I was suspended and I could take a hike. So I went to my mother's work to tell her.
Oh, where's that?
Hanson's, Commercial Road near the pub.
Carry on. Then what?
Then I remembered about my books and stuff. I've got my final VCE exams coming up soon. I can't just not study.
So?
So I went back to school to get them and the car blew up just as I was crossing the road.
It's a bit of a coincidence, don't you reckon?
Maybe.
Will anybody see you?
No.
Huh. Well, I reckon you would have had time to come back from your mother's work and go back to school and torch the car.
Yeah, I guess, but I didn't do it. I wouldn't have had time to buy the metho anyway.
Metho? What metho?
To start the fire. I heard somebody talking about it before you brought me in here, that's what must have happened.
All right, Scott, we'll be in touch.
Yeah, I bet.
And you stay away from that school, is that clear?
What about my books and stuff?
I'll give you a lift back. You're going to need a police escort if Hadlow sees you. PJ, could you keep an eye on the children for me? Make sure they stay out of trouble. Fine, discreet, did you?
Yes, Tom.
Good.
Just after Despot.
Is it worth it?
What?
All this fuss just over the length of your hair.
It's not what it's about. It's the principle of the thing. Look, it's clean, it's well maintained as any of the girls' hair, and I keep it tied back in class. Hadlow's rules are stupid and discriminatory.
People don't make rules just for the fun of it. And your questioning these rules undermines Hadlow's ability to exercise proper authority.
That's his problem. I'm not doing this for fun either. A reasonable protest asks the relevant questions in public.
It's a matter of how you go about it, though, isn't it? Like sometimes protest can just lead to anarchy.
Yeah, well, we all got to sleep, so I know you're busy, but if you just... Yes, okay. All right. Bye, mate. No word on the prints on the meths bottle. How'd you go?
Oh, I've done all the shops and the hardwares, but the petrol station's evening shift came on before I got there, so I'll do that tomorrow.
Supermarket?
Oh, I've done that. And what about every garden shed in the district, Detective?
Why not?
So far, nobody has sold any meths to a young man with long hair today. So I guess that puts Scott in the clear.
Oh, not necessarily. Could have been planning it for a while.
So now you want me to check everywhere all over again for last week's sales, huh?
No. Just the follow-up calls will do.
All right.
Thanks, Megs. Megs,
Yep.
going for a bit of a drink. You want to come?
I should be studying.
Megs. Is that a yes?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
No, good night's sleep will give him some time to think about Bill's sense in the morning.
Maybe. But if there is trouble and we just walk away, we're not going to look too bright, are we?
Well, I'm not going down there.
You go where you're told.
But I'm on watch list duties.
Not anymore, you're not. You can go down there with shorts and do your job as you're supposed to do, and you can wipe that grin off your face, Cooper, or you can go too.
Yeah, righto, boss.
Here we go. How'd you go?
Oh, exhausted.
Well, you're worn out, Margaret. That's your problem. I mean, you've spent all your time studying. No wonder you fell asleep in the exam.
Game of darts?
Yeah, you're on. Me and Dash against you and PJ.
Boss, what do you think? You reckon I should finish it or what?
Well, it depends how important it is to you. Look, you can be a good police officer without having a degree in it.
Yeah, I just hate starting out to do something and not finishing it.
So, it's important.
Well, PJ suggested that I should maybe go after a private tutor.
What, around here?
Yeah, no, there is someone. There's some big-time professor up from Melbourne to write a book. I mean, I'm sure the last thing he wants is some country copper with C grades pestering him about catch-up classes, but...
So, it's not important. What have you got to lose?
But he told me them granite, so I'm not going down.
Oh, you'll be going down there. You'll be going down there, even if I have to pick you up and carry you down there with your bike. And you'll be going down there at 8 o'clock, not 10 past.
Oh, yeah, I've had that lecture.
Don't worry. It'll all be blown over by the time we get there.
Blown over, you reckon?
I repeat, no one will be allowed back into the classrooms.
You can't do that, sir.
Mr. Crane, I've just done it. And I mean everybody. All Year 12s are suspended.
What's all this?
He's locked us out.
What?
thank you.
What's going on?
These students are in breach of school regulations. I've just suspended them.
Oh, come on, Neil, get me on a joke.
Mr. Murphy. If you have any further comments to make on my handling of this fiasco of yours, then I suggest we do so in my office. If anyone comes past this point, I want them arrested.
What?
We can't really do that, sir. You see, it's a domestic problem in the school.
Look,
You
Mr.
handling it.
Hadlow, we don't do your job for you.
Yeah, all right, thanks, McKinley.
Nick, he's such a despot.
Go away, will you? Now, we can only become involved if there's damage to property or something like that. Now, I'll have a chat to the students,
And I shall be talking to Tom Croydon. You can't on it.
I didn't disregard your instructions, Tom. You just wanted us there to help persecute those kids, all because they supported Scott Osborne.
I thought we were going to keep a lid on this.
Yes. Look, it's not her fault, right? Because it was my judgment. I thought we were just going to make things worse by hanging around there, not better. So I had a chat.
Well, things have got worse. There are 4 broken windows now. Hadlow is demanding a presence.
Oh, well, serves him right.
I didn't hear that, McKinley.
Well, it is your mate Hadlow we should be having a chat to, because he's the one who's...
Neil Hadlow has to maintain discipline.
Yeah, well, he's not doing a very good job.
Well, I'd have to agree with her there. I'm sorry.
Would you just? Yeah. Well, I think you and I had better have a chat about this.
Where do you think you're going? Sit down there and finish your reports, will you?
What's the matter with you?
Me?
Hey, he says you're behaving like a trainee, and a really stupid one at that.
What do you mean?
How do you expect me to get her to toe the line when you keep agreeing with her?
Well, I don't keep agreeing. I just agree with her in this case. I mean, you told her it was my job to keep her in line. I told her we should leave, and we did. It was my judgment.
Well, it was the wrong one. Besides which, Hadlow reckons, when you were there, that McKinley was rude to him. And you expect me to authorise your application for the sergeant's exam? Look, get back out there, check on those broken windows, and take McKinley with you, and make sure she apologises to Hadlow.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right.
Thank you. There was fingerprints.
Yeah, and what'd they say?
There were prints on the bottle, but they weren't Scott's.
Anyone we know?
Nope, not yet.
Adam checked the petrol stations about meth sales, no go, but there's still a few other stores to recheck.
Okay, thank you.
I had a word to the boss about your advice, and well, he agreed.
Yeah, what advice?
About the tutor.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I bit the bullet and I made a couple of calls. I had to beg, but Professor Kellerman has agreed to meet me and have a chat about it.
Great.
Yeah.
Good on you. All right, that's good news. But you'll still do those follow-up calls, won't you?
Oh, yeah.
Right, a wild guess. I'd say one of our young friends out there threw this in.
You're an absolute marvel, Schultz.
You think so? Well, yeah, go get the glaze here, will you? And while you're about it, Dash, you can make your apology.
No.
Go on.
Can't you just tell Tom that I've already done it?
Go on, I'd be bummed to because of you. What's going on? Come on, mate, what are you trying to prove?
Nothing, mate. I don't have to prove anything to anybody.
What do you think he's going to do? Jump?
No, he's been accused. He's stirring things up.
All right, you lot, shut up! You heard! Where's McKinley?
Got to get Hadlow.
You think that's a good idea?
Well, I might make something out of it. He wants to talk to him.
What do we want? The right to change! What do we want?
I'm sorry, Constable. I have no intention of going out there and speaking to some rabble-rouser who has no right to be on school property anyway.
But Mr. Hadlow, he just wants to talk to you.
Constable, that is my final word. The student is trespassing, and now I expect the police to do their job and remove him.
God's
It's
sake,
just...
Neil.
We need you down there to do that, sir.
Would you mind closing the door on your way out, please?
By the way, I'm very sorry that I called you a despot. You're not. You're an idiot.
What about no lockout?
Yeah.
What do we want?
No lockout.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
No lockout.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
No lockout.
Where's Hadlow?
When do
He
we
wouldn't
want
come.
Now.
And he wants us to arrest Scott for
When
trespassing.
do we want
He's
it?
an idiot. He's got to be here for us to do
Yeah,
that.
that's what I told him.
Did you apologise for that?
I did.
Hey! Hey! Where's Hadlow? I want to talk to him.
Well, he doesn't want to talk to you while you're up there. Come down to the station and we'll arrange a meeting.
Oh, yeah, sure. Arrest me more like. Look, Hadlow reckons it was me who torched his car. But I didn't do it, all right? I didn't do it. I'm not going with you guys.
No, Scott, don't! They know it wasn't you. It was me. I set fire to the car.
Look, there's no need to worry. We just want to have a chat and sort things out.
Hello. Excuse me, I'm Senior Detective Cashin.
Victoria, 3 there? We'll be in just a sec. PJ? She's really upset.
Right, well, I'd better be gentle with her then, eh?
Well, the thing is, I think she's lying.
Not about the car?
Yeah, I don't think she did it.
Yeah? And what brings you to this conclusion, Miss Junior Sleuth?
Well, I think she's covering up for Scott Osborne.
Well, we better find out then, eh?
PJ, you're going to have to wait because Tom is bringing her dad in. She's underage. And PJ,
Yes, Dash.
her dad is Neil Hadlow, the principal. And you're a lucky old thing.
Oh. Why did you do this, Victoria?
Why don't you ask him? Ask him what he thinks it's like to be hated. To be laughed at and made fun of every day just because you're his daughter. What it's like when no one will ever sit next to you in class. I mean, no guy will even look at you. It was bad enough in Melbourne. But at least there you were just a teacher and I could get away to other people from other schools. But I can't do that here. Everyone knows me. Him. Us.
Vicky.
Victoria. My name's Victoria. Why did we have to come here?
To protect you.
I don't need protecting. It was Elizabeth that needed protecting, not me. She was older than me, but she was the one that needed it. I needed you just to let go. But I hate you. That's why I did it. I hate you.
You suspended at 12:17.
Elizabeth was her sister. She got into bad company in Melbourne. Died of a drug overdose. Her mother's never got over it.
I'm sorry, Neil.
You should be able to protect people from those things. You can.
There's not much chance she's lying.
I really thought she was protecting Scott.
You should be back at the school. Get cracking.
PJ, does she really have to have her fingerprints taken?
It's procedure, McKinley. She'll be right.
The hardware on Carruthers sold a bottle of meths to a girl matching the description you gave us.
Where's Cooper?
I dropped him off at the school.
Oh, mate, it's getting a bit boring.
Hey, Scott. Your mum's here.
I don't want to talk to her. Thanks. Where's Hadlow?
It's only natural to blame yourself when something happens to your children. You have to question the values you taught them, the way you went about it. Your mother blames me too. But all the blame in the world isn't going to bring her back.
Nor all the rules.
No, not all the rules. But you need to have a structure in order to survive. Rules are the basis of our society. You have to have something to hold on to.
No, you do, Dad. You don't trust the world, so you try and control it.
Neil, we need to get back to the school. Scott's still insisting on talking to you. The longer he's up there with that knife, we just don't know what he's going to do.
Please, Dad.
We better get back. I suppose I owe the boy an apology.
It might help.
Will you be all right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's something.
Would you like something to eat or drink, Scott?
I just want Hadlow.
His mother's here, but he won't speak to her.
Oi!
Well, Mr. Osborne, I'm here.
Against your will.
It seems I owe you an apology. It wasn't you who set fire to my car. I'm sorry I accused you.
Great. So that's supposed to fix everything, is it, Mr. Hadlow?
I've apologised, Mr. Osborne. That's all I can do.
What about my suspension? What about these guys, the lockout?
It has nothing to do with the fire. It has to do with school regulations, and those rules still prevail. You're welcome to join us again after you've cut your hair.
This isn't about rules, Mr. Hadlow. This is about the people in power needing to control the people underneath them, like sheep. We're being manipulated like sheep. This is about power. You push the price too high, Mr. Hadlow. You're playing with our futures. And that's too much of a risk. So, you win. You win. Now maybe we can all go back to school.
And then Maggie, he like cuts off a heap of his hair and throws it onto the ground in front of him. He made Hadlow look like such an idiot. It's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, well, good on him.
I don't know about that. Nearly started another uprising with that sheep impersonation. That's your exam form. I've approved it. Though why anybody would want to be a sergeant when they've got to put up with this sort of nonsense is beyond me.
Well, you might have a point there.
But your exams, mate.
McKinley, I'll have a cup of tea, thank you.
What, am I the tea lady?
White and one.
You're not going to stop studying.
Oh, look, I don't know. I'll see how I feel after I finish my meeting tonight.
Ah, this is the meeting with the nutty professor.
Oh, hardly. The guy's got a PhD, he's written books. I mean, he's probably forgotten more than any of us have ever learned.
Yeah, Alzheimer's, is it?
Here we go.
Thank you.
Sorry about the bit in the saucer there.
McKinley, close it a minute, will you?
Yes, Tom.
Why do you think I asked you to make the tea?
Well, honestly,
Yes, if you can manage it.
probably because I'm the youngest. I'm a girl. And probably because I get up your nose.
I asked you because, as you can see, I'm fairly busy, and you were perched on a desk chatting, all right?
Right.
Look, I don't have hard and fast rules like Neil Hadlow, but I do expect orders to be obeyed and initiative to be used properly. What you and Cooper did with that summons yesterday was really bloody stupid. I think you know that.
Yes.
Well, as long as you do. As far as I'm concerned, the best discipline is self-discipline. Saves an awful lot of work. Right. Don McKinley, bring something to mop up this saucer, will you?
Excuse me?
Hey, Scott. My God, radical haircut.
Someone's already called me Sean.
Get everything sorted out at school or what?
Yeah, Murphy and some of the other teachers have been in a meeting with Hadlow. They're trying to persuade him to ease up a bit. He might, now that he's got what he wants, now that I've lost.
No, you made your point.
Anyway, I thought I'd just come down here and let you guys know that I don't want to go ahead with the summons on Murphy. Sorry, Dash.
No, that's cool. We could probably do something about
No,
it.
mate, sorry. Mate, it's in the pipeline. Those are the rules. You see, Mr. Osborne, the wheels of justice may grind exceedingly slow, but they hardly ever go backwards. Now, is there anything else?
Great. So I know Murphy and Hadlow nails me.
No, Scott, wait, hang on. I'm
Hey,
sure
Nick.
there's something
Yep.
somewhere.
What about a statement of no complaint?
Oh, yeah, but I think we might just let him stew for a couple of days. Eh?
Where's McKinley off to now?
A big salad. It's not too much, is it? I want him to think that I at least look like I've got potential.
You look
He
great.
probably can't even see past the end of his nose anyway.
I think you look very scholarly.
What date are you there, Margaret?
No, Nick, I already told you I'm meeting Roman Kellerman. Get your hands off me.
What sort of name is Rome, anyway?
It's a professor's name.
Listen, Chris, you haven't seen him, have you?
Well, I don't know. What does the professor look like?
How about corduroy jacket, glasses, bald hair, and a bit of a stoop?
Professor Kellerman. Maggie Doyle, how are you, sir?
Hello, Maggie. Roman Kellerman. Cindy Gutman told me all about you.
Yes.
Well, if you're as intelligent as you are stylish, we should get along fine. Let's talk.
He's not a professor, is he? Hey, Dash.
Scotty! Oh, I love it. That's great.
I don't need to explain myself.
Not even bald.
Maggie will give him an A, though.
Yeah, yeah.